We certainly can't extend your range. We can't add notes to your range. But what we can do is have you discover levels of your building that perhaps you've never explored before.
Sound check. Check 1, check 2.
No, you can't grow your range anymore, and we've talked about it before here, any more than I can, go from being a 5'8" male to being a 6'2". I am what I am anatomically. We have to acknowledge that what our DNA gives us is, and we're not talking transgender voice here. We're just talking about cisgender voice where you are working within the confines of your DNA. What technique does is it empowers you to explore the full range of your voice. I was talking with a student only at the end of last week, and we were talking. I gave them this illustration. A way to think about your voice is as a multi-storied building. I find that a lot of students, when they first start singing lessons, tend to spend a lot of their time living on the first floor, not the basement. The basement is an area we might refer to that as the pulse register in the Thurman and Welch model, but just the first floor, the ground level, if you will. And that's where they spend all of their time. You might refer to that as your chest voice. But actually, there are another two, and for some, a third level that sit above that in the building of your voice. And so learning to sing, developing technique, gives you the key to unlock the doorway to the stairwell, which we might refer to as the transition of your voice, gives us the key to unlock that doorway so that we can access the next story, or the next stories, the next levels in your voice. And it's a funny thing because when we're first starting to learn singing and we start to enter into those, levels that we've never perhaps been in before, they can be a little bit scary. Maybe they're all closed up and the curtains are closed, and so it's a bit dark and a bit scary to be up there. But as we start to live in that space, as we start to open it up and let some air in, we start to experience a more familiarity with that space. And so too it is then when we go up to the next level, up into our falsetto or flute for women. That's almost like starting to work in the attic, learning to habitate the attic space of your voice. It takes time to really habitate that space and become comfortable in that whole space, so that your voice, as a total building, you can really live in that space, and that's when you start to really take a hold of the full property of your voice.